Welcome back, Virgo. How have you been? It's good to see you. This is going to be your sun, moon, and rising placement. September of 2020, birthday time through early October. ASMR. Crystal scrying. And so happy birthday, first off. And then this month I have chosen to use this rose quartz, and I've been getting really interesting results so far. And then I also have, in favor of a scrying oil this month, I'm actually using this Mandrake Ointment. So and I don't remember if I can link to this in the description or not, because I bought it a few years ago. It has a very interesting aroma and consistency. There's something about the smell that really reminds me of my childhood, and I can't quite put my finger on it. There we go. Before we get into that, I have my Llewellyn Daily Planetary Guide. This is also my dream journal. I write all my dreams in here. I was looking through the ephemeris, where it has all the placements off to the side. I felt really strongly called to do that this month. And Virgo doesn't have a ton going on, other than Sun being in Virgo, of course, until we get to the week of the 14th through the 20th. On the 16th, the moon enters Virgo. And so then you have this moon and sun conjunction. And that's a Kazemi moon, where the moon passes in front of the sun. It's not, it's between us and the sun. It's not going way out toward the sun to be in front of it, but it's called Kazemi moon, and it's usable 1 hour before and 1 hour after that conjunction. And for those of you on the US East Coast, that's going to be 7 a.m. And then for us out here on the US West Coast, that's going to be 4 a.m. So that's kind of a cool new moon. Yeah, so that is the new moon as well. And it will be all about your sign, Virgo. All of that is going to be in your sign. So that's going to be the 16th through the 18th or so. Yeah. No, I guess the 18th, then the moon enters Libra. So it's just going to be the 16th and 17th. You can really work with that energy to push things out of your life. Anything that you want to push out of your life. Extra weight, especially because Virgo is all about health and daily routines as the governor of the 6th house. I'm not saying that you need to lose weight, but if there are poor health habits that you want to push out, or parts of your daily routine that are no longer serving you, that would be a good time to get rid of them. The planetary energies would be working in your favor for that. All right, Virgo, what are we going to be doing in September other than partying because it's your birthday? I'm Virgo rising, and my sun is a Virgo sign. So he has a birthday this month. What is occurring for you in the month of September that serves looking at? I'm getting this other. Is that the smell? It's really bringing me back to like a particular time. I think there might be something during this particular period that a lot of times around your birthday you are thinking about your past and how things have been before. But I think this time in particular, there's going to be something that reminds you really vividly about a particular instance from your childhood. And it's not like it's not like trauma or something like too specific. It's going to be like, oh, I remember jelly shoes, and I used to have this one style of jelly shoes that I would wear, and I had a pair in hot pink and I had a pair in fluorescent green, and the toes would always blow out. It's going to be a memory like that where it seems like a total non sequitur, and that might be something that's just kind of like coming at you this month. Just a lot of memories like that, and maybe they have significance and maybe they don't. So don't be too hung up on, oh, this must have significance because it happened near my birthday and now I'm thinking about it again. It might not. It might just be, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. I need to find a better quote for that because I'm really not a fan of Sigmund Freud. I think he was a abuser apologist. Like a lot of his work was based around women who were being brought in by, caretakers and stuff like that, who were like, this person's causing me problems, and it was because they were not treating them properly. And Sigmund Freud was then basing a lot of his work on not being fully aware of the whole situation. So, I don't know. Maybe there was more going on there than he was really able to deal with. Maybe I shouldn't be so hard on him. He can take it. He's an adult. Anyway. So, but for you, Virgo, I feel like, speaking of trauma, these things aren't going to be traumatic in themselves, but it's possible that for some of you there are like traumas that occurred that are associated with these particular memories that start bubbling up to the surface, and you end up kind of having to cycle through all of this mental mayhem and kind of get like stuck in like this whirlpool of emotion and trauma that isn't necessarily serving you in the month of September and October, and not necessarily having like a good birthday because of it. Like maybe there was a cake that you got that at the time you really enjoyed it, but then because of something that happened later, if you have a similar cake this year, you're gonna look at it and be like, oh yeah, I remember that time that my dog got hit by a car, and it was right around this time, and I remember it because of the smell of the birthday cake. But it's not just that. There's gonna be good things too, but kind of in a sad way. Like, oh, I remember that. Whatever happened to that? Oh, it's gone forever. I'll never have that again. So then you're sad about things too. Is Virgo gonna be able to have a good time this month at all for their birthday? Well, yeah. Yeah, but you're gonna have to maintain this perspective. It's like a gut check, okay? So, when you have gut reactions to things, sometimes you have those feelings for very valid reasons. But sometimes you get a gut check for something that doesn't check out. So, just make sure that even though you're going to be dealing with some emotional stuff this month, that you have a mechanism that you can put into place to kind of snap back into your logical brain. Because if there's one thing that Virgos have that's a real advantage to them, it's that logical thought process. And so what you're going to have to be able to do, whether it's having a totem, like in Inception when he would spin the top, and if the top would stop spinning, he knew he wasn't dreaming. You're going to want to find something like that so that you can hold this thing up to your face and be like, all right, this is my reminder to kind of not take this too personally. This is the past. It's in the past. It's not happening anymore right now. And I'm not going to worry about it because it's not affecting my life anymore. And that might have been good. That might have been a lot of fun when I had it. But I also have to realize that now, there's a big difference between being 3 years old and having this stuffed animal that you really love and being 25 and you haven't had that stuffed animal in years. And all of us have the potential to get overly nostalgic about things and allow those things to influence us. I'm no exception. I get very nostalgic about things and then I want to have them again. And I love, for example, I love stones. I love amber. I love turquoise. I love opals. I love all these stones, right? But it's knowing that balance of I'm enjoying these things right now, but I'm not obsessed with them, and knowing the difference between being obsessed with things and being able to enjoy them in a healthy fashion. And an obsession can be, it can be a manifestation of depression too. Obsessive, negative thoughts. So just keep an eye on that in the month of September, because there's really no reason for you to not have a good birthday, even regardless of being locked inside or anything else that's going on. I think it's important to maintain a good perspective on your own life, and I feel like everything's going pretty well. And you're just feeling overly nostalgic about certain things. And I say overly because it feels like you're getting kind of bummed out about it. What else do I need to tell Virgo for the month? of September and early October. I feel like I don't say Black Lives Matter enough in my videos, but I do believe that. And I've felt like it's been appropriate to say in certain videos this month. I try not to get overly political, but it's also important that people know where I stand on that. Because I'm not just using it as a talking point either. And money doesn't matter more than human life. And I think that's the other part of it too. You know? A lot of people are not feeling very valued in our society right now. And that really boils down to we've gotten to a point where money's more important than human life. Way to bum out the Virgos. Sorry, guys. That's all I really need to say about that. And I hope it wasn't overly depressing for you. I know these are supposed to be ASMR videos, but it's, you know, it's like a fine line between being pleasant to listen to and feeling called to say certain things. And I try to keep it pretty much business when I'm talking to the camera for you guys for the monthly crystal scrying. If I say something, it's because I felt like it was part of the scrying. And you might see me like trace, you know, Hebrew symbols in the air. The Hebrew letters, you can use those to clear out your thoughts. But that's a whole part of the Golden Dawn path working. There are other ways that you can call your thoughts back too. And I'm going to talk about this because I feel like it might be important for you to use this month yourself, Virgo. Oh yeah. You don't have to use this, but I did get this book recently and it reminded me, flipping through it, that actually, like, all you have to do is just, like, pray to the angels, or, you know, for the most part, like, angels are of a higher vibration. So, like, the difference between working with the Goetia or working with angels would be that demons are notorious for wanting to fuck you up. Pardon my language, but it's true. Whereas angels are working in a higher vibration and they're not going to be trying to be underhanded with you or working against you. And you don't need this book. You can find information about talking to angels online, and all of it's pretty benign stuff. You know, there's little prayers you can say to them. And so if you don't use something like that, or if you don't use that, find something like that that you can use to aid with your discernment. Because again, I'm seeing like issues for you in September being like obsession and depression. So you don't want it to be anything that's going to feed into that energy. You don't want to be like obsessively reading your tarot cards or something like that, or obsessively using divination because you're waiting for it to give you the answer that you want. You want it to be something that is going to be helpful to you, be a shining light in your time of need. And maybe that's divination, maybe it's praying to angels, or if you're a Christian, or if you have different prayer system beliefs, whatever that might be. You know, if you're a polytheist, there's lots of really great polytheist religions out there, so you know, those are more broken down as far as like specific deities that embody certain things. But then also, like, you know, things like the middle pillar ritual and the banishing rituals might help with that as well. So just depending on what your modality is as far as your spiritual self, because I think that the key is going to be really tapping into like the Virgo energy of the Hermit card, and really like not listening to all of the negative things, but instead like finding ways to transmute that into more productive spiritual guidance. And I think that's about all I really need to say about that. And I didn't even need the rose quartz there at the end, but you can see it again if you want. It's really pretty. I got this from Wiccan's Glossary on Tumblr. They're often selling fire opal and rainbow moonstone and labradorite and different crystals. So if you're on Tumblr, I'm not really gonna, I don't know, I might put a link in the description, but it's kind of tough because they don't have like a storefront. They just post things on Tumblr, and then you either see it or you don't, and you can message them about it. So I'll see what I can do. But thank you for joining me this month. It's always a pleasure to see you, Virgo. And I hope you have a great birthday. Don't get too caught up in these things. It's really not worth it. Life's too short. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, share, subscribe, comment down below if you had a good time, regardless of all the bummer material that I might have included. Not all of it was a bummer. And I only do it because, you know, I'm trying to help. You know, I want you to be elevated by these things. So, have a great birthday month, and I'll see you again very soon.